All right.
Hmm.
But what's going on, Mo
What's
Curls?
going on? It's been a minute.
I know. Welcome,
Welcome, everybody.
everybody. Yes, to what? What's our show called?
Reality After Darkness with your hosts, Mo Curls, and
Emily.
my co host, Emily Styles.
Yes. It's been crazy, and we have been MIA for a while now.
Yeah, it's been a interesting few couple of weeks,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah, you can use that word. Interesting to say the least.
To say the very least, right?
Yep,
Start
yep.
us off.
People are like, what in the hell? Did you see that 4-year cruise thing? I think it was a joke that they were sharing it all over social media that if people want to avoid this presidency, that they can hop on this cruise. I think it was like $40,000 a year.
God damn, how they gonna afford that?
That's what I'm trying to figure
They're
out.
gonna work on the cruise,
Listen, some
and
people
where
got
did it
like
say where
that.
it goes?
I think it's all around the world. But then somebody commented that that's not true, that they knew somebody that worked for the company and it said it wasn't true. But I had
That's a
customers.
long time.
Hell yeah, I had customers coming in and they were like, would you go on a 4-year cruise? I'm like, I don't know what, I think I'd be seasick.
Yeah, after a while.
Yeah, like
I've
it's,
heard of a 1 year cruise. I think they did
yes,
something like that a
yeah.
few years ago.
Uh-huh. And that, oh,
But
I
four
can
years,
see before. I'll be like, let me go on touch ground. Like, I need to be grounded. Can you imagine being like this for 4 years?
yeah. How much clothes can you take with you?
True. And then you'd have to plan weather-wise, like for the whole year. But guess what?
Right.
On board the ship for 4 years, you could get whatever the hell you want. And if you got $40,000 a year to spend, you got money.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're
If you
not
could
broke.
just step away from life like that, right?
For 4 whole years, imagine though, if you were able to work remotely, you could just take
Hmm.
your ass on a cruise, but not 4 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, too long for me. I couldn't do it.
I'd be homesick. I'd be
Even with the money, like that's too long.
That is long. I'm like, that's a little bit excessive. But
And I'm sure they're still running on a schedule. I mean, I don't know if you've been on a cruise, but I've been on a cruise once, and that shit was like, pardon my French, was just you got to be getting off, getting on, getting back. It's a lot.
mhm.
It almost feels a little rushed. But I
Yeah,
mean, with that amount of time, maybe it'll go.
slow
You'll
turtle.
have more time. Yeah, you could spend days docked at a place. Who knows?
Hell yeah, that would be dope because you already got your room and board, so you can kind of
Right.
go like at morning till whatever
If you
time
could do a
at
week
night.
everywhere.
Yep, yep, yep. That would be dope. Hey, now we're getting onto something right there. That sounds
Yeah, not no 5 hours here. We're getting back on.
right, right. No, listen, you got all the time in the world. Literally, you got 4 years. Like, all right, we're gonna be in this continent for this many years or
I
months.
would definitely get homesick though.
Hell yeah. Can you imagine being away from your everything from, around and then not even that, having like just your regular shopping that you do, your regular routine, you would get kind of like
I
bored.
miss my bed. Like you want your own space after a while.
And especially on those cruises, those rooms are tight. Some of them are bigger, but at the end of the day, you don't want that cruise food. After 7 days, I'm done with cruise food. Like I'm ready
Oh
to
yeah.
do shit. Like it's
And
all
the
the
same
same.
entertainment on there, yeah.
Like you'd be bored with the what is it? The impersonators
And how
and
much can you really win in the casinos on there in
true.
4 years?
Before you imagine you become crazy wealthy. No, but it would be dope if you had a yacht and you could kind of just do whatever you wanted. But 4 years, nah, I wouldn't be
And
able to.
all to avoid what we already experienced that we're
Mhm.
about to experience again.
Right, right. Well, I did see that there was a couple that moved to Iceland before he became nominated.
Hmm.
And they said that they relocated over there because they were concerned with what this was going to look like in 4 more years or after he was elected. And then it was funny because I'm like, yo, how could they even get? They got jobs right away. Like I think they started off each of them at $80,000 a year. They were getting paid really like decent for over there, and then the cost of living is nothing. It was like $1,200 for a two-bedroom, two-bath apartment in the middle of the city in that area, like beautiful. And they were taking pictures and putting it on social media. So I think that's a couple that people are going to be following for the next few
Yeah,
years to
I'm
see
sure.
how their
Did
life.
they say they were going to come back after the 4 years?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know all the details, but I did see a video post about it and I was like, that is kind of cool, you
Yeah.
know. Maybe they get to see the Northern Lights, I think, out there. Speaking of which, did you catch the Northern Lights when they were up here a few weeks ago?
No. Did you catch the what is it? It was an asteroid or something that was a with the moon? It was here for like a month. My friend sent me pictures. It looked crazy. One night when the moon was full, you could see it next to it. She
Oh
sent me
no,
all these pictures. She was bugging. She's like, "Am I bugging?" It was like 2 in the morning.
it's still there, I think until the 29th.
Yeah, that one. I have pictures. It looks crazy. I didn't have no alarm to get up at no 2 in the morning to see that.
Dang, that's kind of cool. Yeah, because you can see certain nights when you look a certain direction or a certain timeline, you can see something next to it. They said it was quote unquote a second moon, but it's not. It's an act,
Mm-hmm.
it's a rock, but
Mm-hmm.
they're calling it the second moon. Well, it needs to
And
be
yeah, how does it just like how do they know when it's leaving?
like they're like, well, because I guess it's doing an orbit and it takes
Mm-hmm.
a certain amount of time to complete its orbit. I don't know. I hear, okay, so here goes a conspiracy theorist in me. So I heard that it's a mothership of aliens or whatever, and
Oh boy.
they're watching our planet for like 2 months, and then they're gonna take the people that they want or help others ascend, supposedly. And that's the reason why it's there. Interesting.
Very.
Yeah, I don't
They,
know.
they they just they just communicated this with us that they were gonna be around for like 2 months.
That's basically with some of these people in the spiritual community. The problem that I have is that I like the spiritual community. I like open-mindedness, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's to such an extreme that you just don't even know what to believe anymore, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I was
Like,
talking to my friend about spiritual stuff yesterday
mm,
about the Bible and stuff and how, back then when it was created, it was such a different life than now. I was
mm,
wondering when and how, why did they stop updating it? Because our lives have changed. We don't do the things that people were doing back then. I'm
right,
pretty sure they didn't have the same stresses and concerns and as many people as now and
right.
but I find that very interesting that it just stopped being updated.
Well, technically, uh, people say that the Bible grows with us, right? Like for every generation, there's some truth in there, right? Like that every story was for a different generation or even a different season in our lives. So, for instance, there's a portion where it says that people will become lovers of themselves, like the vanity and shit. And now today, all you see is people getting the BBLs and getting like surgeries left and right,
Hmm.
constantly looking at themselves with the selfies. And like we've become an egotistical society that me, look at me. And we got the social media platforms and we have so like supposedly the Bible grows with us. So like it doesn't change, but it evolves with us. And so as we
Hmm.
move into different times, this is what a lot of the old school religious leaders, pastors, what have you, they say like for a different part of your life, like if you read the Psalms, there might be something in there that you could relate to today. Like even though it's old school, it's still relevant. And then they have people stating that there are believers out there writing and adding, but they don't put it in the book because they feel like the book is complete. And that's where you and I come in. Like you have an experience in your life that you're going through, and how did God help you through something? And you could write about that, but because it's not Mark, Luke, this one and that one. They don't want to add it to the book, but it doesn't mean
Hmm.
it's not relevant. And somebody needs to hear your story. So I feel like even today, people who write books, some of these people have had experiences, spiritual belief, like they
Hmm.
either they've died, they've gone to heaven, they come back to tell the story. And so I still think that people are writing today and there's additions to the book. I don't think it's that simple. Like I don't think it's just the books in the Bible.
Yeah. Well, they claim it's the guide to life, but yeah,
Right.
we don't get to see other people's experiences and stuff along the
Right.
way that have happened since when was the last time that book was touched, you know?
Long time ago. But they did find, I don't know if you knew, the Qumran, I believe the community. I guess it was in the middle of the desert somewhere that they were playing a game, I believe it was, and they banged into something that cracked, like it was clay. And
Hmm.
I think it was kids or a bunch of people. I don't remember. So people over there, audience, do not quote my story. But apparently there were cave like these huge pots that they had scrolls hidden inside it in a 1948 or 1940 something. They found it in the middle of
Hmm.
the desert. And these were supposed to be original, authentic writings from the Bible. And
Hmm.
not only were they the books that we're used to, they had a lot of other books there, books that the religious system, they were like, nah, we don't want that in there because we don't want people to know about X, Y, and Z. So like there's a book
Hmm.
on veganism, and according to the story, Jesus was a vegan or vegetarian, like he didn't eat animal
Hmm.
flesh. But then in the Christian Bible or the Catholic Bible, whatever, like they say that he was eating fish and that he was a fisherman
Hmm.
and da 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 because of the way the story reads. But there's books that say he didn't touch animal flesh at all, and that he was
Right.
teaching people how to fast and he was teaching
Hmm.
people how to eat healthy. It was pretty cool. And I even have, I think that one's called the Gospel of the Holy 12, that book
Hmm.
specifically. And he teaches the disciples and the people of that time that were sick. And these people were dying of all kinds of ailments. They had people that couldn't walk because their bones and all this other stuff. And he's
Hmm.
teaching them. He's like, you need to speak to the angel of the water and the angel of the mud and the angel of this, and they will heal you. And like in the story, it's so descriptive on like how when the people believed and they started to follow what it was, even parasites were coming out of people. And they said parasites that were the size of our torso, like the whole entire body. People had like tapeworms,
Ooh.
and that's a real thing. Tapeworms exist in all of us.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that recently, all over social media, they're like, "Oh, parasite cleanse, da 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 da," and I'm seeing it everywhere. And I was like, "Yo, what is it? Like, there's something to it." So
Hmm.
some of these conspiracy theorists and conspiracy Christian theorists are saying that the demons that the Bible was talking about were parasites and these
Mm.
little tiny organisms. Because, like, if you magnify them, they look like
Yeah,
monsters. They look
I'm
crazy.
sure.
So there were like, all these different, now I'm getting the chills talking about it.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Oh, like these parasitic things. And then they think that they say, well, what does a parasite do, right? A parasite
Hmm.
takes over its host. But what
Yeah.
does it also, have you ever seen it take an animal and it sucks their blood? It sucks all their like nutrients and everything. And like they have zombie deer where this is a true thing. Yeah, you can look it up. So they got these deer that have this zombie parasite attached to it and it takes over their brain. And these things are still moving, but their eyes look crazy. So a lot of hunters, they try to kill
Hmm.
them. But if they don't die, they throw themselves in front of traffic, they throw themselves off of mountains and shit, like crazy shit. Like what?
Hmm.
So I want to say there was an actress, I think B was telling me about it. I forgot her name. She's a comedian and she's in a lot of movies. A Morena, a really cool person. I forgot her name. But there's an Instagram video going around with her where she goes, "Yeah, the parasites made me do it." Because these parasites supposedly they have that kind of power. You know when people get those invasive thoughts? Like,
This is reminding me of that show, The Last of Us.
oh
You
shit.
saw that?
No, I haven't seen. Maybe. No, I
Well,
don't think
about
I.
the fungus. Show
What?
about the fungus. It takes over the inside of your and takes over your brain. Yeah, it's a whole show. It doesn't. The second season, it came out last January. The second season doesn't come out till this January. It took 2 years to do season two, but it's talking about like stuff that it takes over the inside.
Wow. And the truth is always in plain sight. Let me tell you, they hide it in all these shows and movies. There's always
Mm-hmm.
bits and pieces of stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole point of the book, when Jesus is talking to these people, he's like, the reason why you feel X, Y, and Z, the reason why you're sick, the reason why you have all these things talking to you and making you ill is because
Mm-hmm.
these parasites that are living within you are polluting your body. They're taking over. And, that's why a lot of people prefer the vegan lifestyle, because you're eating living food, living fruits and vegetables, and you're not
Mm-hmm.
taking on these parasites that are in animals, and then we eat them. Not
Yeah.
to say we can't get it from like fruits and vegetables, is possible for sure. But that's why, like in the story, he tells them how to do an enema. And I don't know if you've ever heard, but enemas are supposed to be really good for you, not all the time, but like once a year or twice a
What
year.
is that?
So
Like
basically, an
a
enema is where you stick something up your colon and you're supposed
mm,
to detox. So it causes the liver to purge out all the
like
yucky,
a colon cleanse.
and it's a cleanse, but it's by inserting through that area.
Ah, like you have to go get it done.
You could get it done or you could do it
A
at home.
colonic, is that what they call it?
No, colonic is like a vacuum. They vacuum and they suck everything out. This one is
Okay.
gentle. So you take natural spring water. Sometimes they tell you to put
Mm,
certain herbs to help so what happens is going through there helps the liver remove toxins and the bile and everything. It helps it force it out. Some people do coffee enemas, some people are against coffee enemas, but all of these different things are to help purge waste out of our system.
yeah,
Colon, because even though people go vegetarian or vegan, they still, if they had animals for so many years, that shit could be like, plumbing. When you see that gook all around plumbing, that's how our digestion looks like.
of
It
course.
get clogged up, so we have to
We
find a
got 40 feet in there, so they
hell
say,
yeah.
right?
Yep, that's the reason why they say we shouldn't have animal protein, because it like decays in our body. And if we
Mm.
have polyps or pockets and stuff, that shit is just sitting there. And so imagine what
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff is feasting on our body.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm.
Think about how gross it is when you see an animal hit on the side of the road and all these bugs and maggots and everything. Imagine what our insides look like. So, food for thought. We should all think about our temple and kind of help clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Taking a little detox once in a while, even if it's just like staying away from certain things for a while,
Hmm.
just giving your body a break, I think is important.
Oh, yeah. Giving your mind a break is important too. That's why we kind of unplugged,
Absolutely.
because it's just a shit show lately.
It's a lot going on.
A lot.
Everywhere you look, everything you turn on, every paper you pick up is just a little overwhelming sometimes. You have to disconnect sometimes.
It is. It's very overwhelming, especially like, you hear war and rumors of war, and are we safe? Are we not? They were like, oh, maybe stock up on food before, November 5th. I think it was the 5th,
Mm,
because they wanted, just in case you couldn't go shopping, that you would have
yeah.
enough food. And my family did it. My parents went, my mom went ham. My mom went crazy. I think she spent like $700 and stuff. I'm just like, I'm like, you're lucky you even had the resources to do that kind of shit. Like canned goods galore. Okay, I shouldn't be saying that because I know people know where I live.
Be like, they got the stuff over there.
The goods.
Um, what was I gonna say? I think it was Costco or Sam's, one of those big box company things.
Yeah.
They have a kit
Yes.
with frozen like freeze dry food or something. I don't even know. It was like how many months you can last?
I think three.
Like 3 months with that.
Yeah, they
I
have
was like,
1 to 3 months they usually
the
do.
fact that they're selling that,
It's
mm,
it's kind of crazy, right? Like at
I've
your
never seen
local.
that at the store before.
No, and they've been carrying it maybe the last 3 to 5 years. They've been carrying them. Not every store, but a lot of the
Mhm.
Costco, BJ's, the big box stores, they have them. Yep.
I
It
mean,
used
I wonder how long the expiration is on that.
Some of them are 15, 20, and 25 years.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's like apocalypse proof.
But is it really nutritious?
No, no,
It
it's not.
can't be. It's probably just the bare minimum to keep you alive.
It's just to hold you over. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna do all of that, you better get you some vegan packets of powder, protein powder, and start storing
Yeah,
it. You would probably just need like a vegetarian version of it if they didn't have a vegan one. And
yeah.
store that shit under your bed if you can. God forbid some crazy shit happens. Fill up your bathtub with some water, put that shit on, and
This
call
is
it a
crazy.
day. You
To
know,
think that this could really happen, you know?
right. Well,
I never thought about that as a kid.
no, but I grew up in the church and these people were crazy pushing that end of the world shit all my
And
life.
they've been pushing it forever. The world
Yeah,
is gonna end. That's without a doubt.
right,
But is it gonna end in our lifetime? We don't know.
right.
We can't also live in that fear the world's gonna end, the world's gonna end, because people have been saying that for
Yeah,
how long?
I know. And then
You
that's
you you spend your life worried,
yes. Yeah, you live,
and then it passes you by.
right. You're living under a rock because you're terrified that some shit's gonna happen, the sky is gonna fall, and you're gonna die. There's a lot of people that are speculating that we're seeing a lot more of the signs that the book of Revelation used to talk about,
Hmm.
especially like, all right, let's talk about UFOs and aliens, right? They got Project Bluebeam. And Project Bluebeam is supposed to be a technology that they're able to show on the sky whatever the hell they want to show you. So if they want to show up and say a bunch of aliens are invading our world, it can make it look like a Hollywood film, like
Hmm.
Independence Day and all that other crap. So I feel like they're slowly sharing more aliens and we're going to disclose this information and we're going to put that. And in the scripture, there's a book, the Revelation book, that talks about there's going to be changes in our sky. We're going to see weird
Hmm.
shit in our sky, but it doesn't say specifically what we're going to be seeing in the sky. But there is like, you're going to know.
Hmm.
You're going to know that shit is weird when you look at your sky. And look, we get chemtrails, we see weird anomalies in the sky, people recording shit all the time, like, oh, I saw aliens,
Hmm.
I saw this, I saw that. You got
There's a
stories.
show right now on Netflix. This lady talking about abducted or something. She tells her story. I didn't get to watch it all. In New
What?
York.
In New York? Like New York City or New
Yeah,
York State?
like it took place somewhere in New York. I don't want to say New York City because I'm not sure.
Right.
But and then I guess her partner didn't believe her, or ex, but then there was other people around that saw whatever it was. I didn't even get to I started it and then I started doing other things, but it's definitely on Netflix right now.
It's on Netflix. All right, I want to check it out. Because my therapist and I, we
Hmm.
were discussing that this week, as a matter of fact. She's like, do you think that the UFO disclosure is like a psyop? Like it's part of a mental, like just to mess with everybody. Like, look over here, look and see, just to see if the population is that easy to manipulate. Like, yo,
Of
aliens over
course.
here.
I think so.
Yeah.
What is that Area 54? What is that
Oh,
secret place?
Area 51.
We don't know what they're making.
Mm-mm.
Nobody can go in there.
Nope, you're
They
not
could be messing
allowed.
with the people.
Well, apparently, the stories that I've heard and have watched over the years is that they got levels and levels below ground of like 30 floors, 40 floors, and they're experimenting on people.
I'm sure that's where the alien thing comes in. They probably the ones with that same spaceship grabbing people
Yup. Well,
and
believe
then doing what they do.
Well, believe it or not, there was a story that I saw on YouTube with this guy. I don't remember his channel. When I get a chance, maybe I'll add it to the bottom of this when we post this. But this guy, he's like a country guy, really like really American, and he's like, I'm gonna break this whole story down. And he's like, they're telling us that people are getting trafficked and kidnapped and this, that, and a third. And he's like, what they're doing is they're using technology like spacecrafts and whatever, whatever. They're hovering low enough to take people. So he has clips and stuff to videos where people were interviewed. And they were saying this
Hmm.
craft showed up and I was driving behind such and such and I saw the back of this damn thing open and there were people, human beings in the back of this craft. So then he connected it to the movie with Will Smith, with the aliens. What the hell was that movie? You know
I
what I'm
Am Legend? No,
talking?
not
No,
that one.
the Men in Black.
Oh, the Men in Black. Hello.
Yeah, so you remember in the Men in Black when he showed when in the middle of the movie there's like or the beginning of the movie where this is like farm out of nowhere, this landing of an alien spaceship comes out and then that guy comes in the house and he takes over and he takes the
I
person.
haven't seen it in a long time, girl.
But anyway, the guy connects this pickup truck and he says, you see how the pickup truck, da 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 da, and then they're connecting with UFOs. So he's saying that there's like a hidden message in the movie where they're trafficking people and they're
Hmm.
actually doing it in these crafts. But then there was this little girl, I want to say she was not in Peru, but in a country like in that area, Brazil maybe, and she tells her story where she was about to get kidnapped by these men on these hoverboards, and they were in these whole black outfits, but they were hovering and they were floating.
Hmm.
And they came to her village and they tried to take them. Now, mind you, these are people that don't know what crafts look like and everything. So to them, these were like evil looking, whatever. But she's
Yeah.
describing it. So then this guy's connecting the dots. He's like, these are modern day hoverboards and they have technology that we're not privy to know about. And that's how they're taking people now. People get abducted. And how do they get abducted? And then they disappear and people don't know where the hell they are. And then they wind up somewhere completely different if they show up,
Hmm.
if they come up at all. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we don't truly know.
We don't truly know. We will never know.
We will never know. And it's even
Yeah, I
dangerous.
don't drive myself crazy with that stuff because
It's
all
like,
this thinking, we have so many other things to think about. Listen, if it happens, I'll deal with it when it happens,
listen,
or unless I see it.
don't fucking beam me up, please. Don't beam my fat ass up. I don't want to get beamed up. I don't want to get probed, and I don't want you shoving shit in my eyes or my nose, for that matter. Please leave me the fuck alone. Thank you. You do not have permission to test on me. You do not.
Right. Stay
Period.
away.
Right? Like, damn, do I need to put a cross on me?
Yeah. We should have some kind of like bracelet where we're like, we're excluded on the experimenting,
For real.
not interested.
Right. It's terrifying
But
too.
they have found over the years, Dika, they found aliens. They've showed.
Yeah.
But who's to know if they're real, if they were made? I mean, they make Hollywood movies all the time.
Yep. Yep. And they've been programming us for these fucking little Martians, and they all look the same. They all have these weird looking eyes and da da da. They always look the same.
Hmm.
So it's like y'all can't get more
Yeah,
creative.
that big old head,
Yeah, like y'all can't get more
creepy eyes,
creative.
no eyelids. Like, come on.
Yep. Well, there's this guy from Forbidden Knowledge. His name is Billy Carson. I don't know if you've ever seen him. Billy Carson is pretty smart and he shares a lot of information about conspiracy style things, UFOs, ancient civilizations. He said there was more technology back in the day. What I also agree with that. And so he dives in and he talks about now that he's opening up and sharing that he was abducted or no, he had an experience with aliens or whatever. So, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen him lately. But Billy Carson goes on to saying that these things showed up in his living room. And he said they were
Hmm.
small, he maybe like 4 feet, 3.5 to 4 feet. And he said that it was like it was almost like they were in a suit. And like those alien bulb looking eyes that they had, he says that up close when he's looking at them, they almost look like goggles. Like they had like a protective thingy, almost as if they were in a space suit and not that was
Hmm.
their actual skin. He says
Ah, I
they don't,
see.
yeah, like he says they don't look like they're aliens. They look more like beings that are in suits.
Maybe they can't. They don't. Their bodies don't work off of oxygen like ours.
That's possible too. Or it's possible that these were made in a lab, like they're high tech. There's some
I
type of.
think well, like a little AI robot or little whatever the hell's going on these days.
Yeah, because they don't have feeling according to a lot of these people that get abducted. They're like, yo, that thing just stuck whatever in my eyeball. They probed me. They did all this nasty shit to me, and they don't give a shit about your feelings.
They yeah, they're trained to do what they do.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's couples and people who have stories of like, yeah, I got abducted this date, and they have years and like of evidence of people having these experiences. I've even heard of
We
people.
definitely gotta watch that. Now we both gotta watch that Netflix
Damn, what is it called again?
show. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like, because I'm interested now.
I saw it. I just gotta go back to continue watching. So many things I started. Of course, on this one on here.
Hmm.
It was one of the main. Let me just look this up. It should come up here. Oh, here we go. Investigation Alien. It's
Investigation
called.
Alien.
It's 6 episodes.
Investigation Alien. I feel like someone was trying to watch that the other day. I think we.
Yeah, he meets with people who have seen UFOs, who have evidence of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's 6 episodes.
That's crazy. I'm ready to dive in. And I feel like, they're prepping us more
Oh,
in.
and that's the other one, right? The other one. So there's two right now that came out. This is a true story. It's called The Manhattan Alien Abduction. So it
What?
happened in New York City.
Get
Yup,
the
it's a
heck
limited
out of
series.
here.
There's 3 parts to it.
The Manhattan alien abduction.
Alien abduction.
Wow, audience, you hear that? Drop.
The lady that got abducted is speaking.
What?
I
That's
don't know if it happened recently, but it happened in her lifetime. She's a little older now.
what? So let me tell you, true story. In Puerto Rico, my mom's side of the family lives close to the beach, and my great grandmother was sitting out on her front porch, just
Hmm.
and she saw a craft, believe it or not. And she said it was close enough or visible enough that she was able to see people in it. And they looked like us, but they were the blonde hair, blue eye, like the Nordic. I don't know if you've ever heard of like Thor and those type of people with the blonde, almost like Children of the Corn too.
Hmm.
And my great
What are these people called? The Targaryens?
yes,
For those that watch Game of Thrones?
yes, exactly like that. Platinum blonde hair with light eyes. Beautiful. My
Yeah.
great grandmother witnessed that, and nobody believed her because esta vieja, she's crazy old lady. Nobody believed her. And then my mom's father, my grandfather, he also witnessed a craft, but he didn't have the same amount of information. She said she saw it. So in Puerto Rico, we got the Bermuda Triangle not far. And there's
Hmm.
a lot of history of like UFOs crashing in there into the water and coming back out, and like they come and go, and the people from the island state, those that have
Hmm.
seen it, that they come out of the water.
Mm.
So are there underground
I mean,
worlds, underwater worlds? Like, listen, the ocean has never been really explored. We have like what, 80% or 90% of the ocean that has not been explored.
exactly.
And
Anybody that's in the Navy, can you give us some insight on what you saw down there?
hell yeah, I would love
I
to.
would love to know.
Yeah, but
People
they're
that have
not
been in
even.
submarines. I wouldn't personally go down that deep.
Oh no.
Not for me.
They'll
No, thank
crush
you.
you. They'll
I'm
crush you.
I'm not interested. Just like that one little thing that was being driven with the damn, what were they using? A PlayStation remote?
Mhm.
It combusted
Crazy.
within like minutes.
They call it the Titanic, I think it was.
No, the one that these people were paying like all this money. It was like six
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, they were
It
saying that
was called,
it was near the Titanic. I think they were looking to
yeah,
see
they were
it.
trying to go down to see it. Yeah, like even though somebody did it already and had the footage, they wanted to see it themselves.
Of course, because they're
For
billionaires.
what? For what? Are you gonna get out and go in it? Like you gonna go find Rose's necklace? Like what are we doing?
Never gonna find Nemo down
You
there.
want to go down the stairs? Like you want to reenact the movie?
Shit. And do you know that a lot of look a conspiracy about the Titanic? There were very wealthy families in that ship that went down.
Hmm.
The conspiracy was they wanted to take over, the elites that are here currently. And I heard that there was a plane that went down not too long ago that had about 60 scientists that came up with cures for cancer, and that shit went down not too long ago. Listen,
Are you crazy? The pharmaceutical companies wouldn't allow that. Let's
hell
be
no,
real.
hell no, they wouldn't. Mm-mm-mm. Girl,
No.
we could talk about this shit for days.
There's a lot of things that could be, should be, but aren't because it's benefiting other areas.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep, yep. Damn, I was gonna say something about the underground. Oh, did you see that recently Elon Musk said that the ocean has a fourth ocean all the way at the bottom and that he wants to
I don't
explode
I
the
wouldn't I
ocean?
don't follow him.
Okay, well, he
I'm not
crazy.
a fan of him
What that
personally,
loco.
so I don't really I know. Oh,
And
he is. And I
I'm
have a lot to say about him from what I've been seeing lately, but I don't want to stir any pots.
oh no, well, let's stir a
Or
little
what is
bit of
it?
the pot. Let's stir the pot a little bit because guess what I'm
I
about to
feel like I feel like this is just me. We could go back to this,
right.
years from now. I feel like he is, how they say that there's when they were trying to say that Trump was like the evil that everybody was expecting. No,
Oh
I
my
think it's him.
God. Yes, you're going exactly where I thought you were gonna go. Continue,
I
continue.
feel like it's him. I feel like it's him. I feel like he's in Trump's ear. Like this is all to benefit him. And I heard him and JD Vance are like this. And to me, I don't feel that Trump will be the president for the 4 years. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, The Simpsons, the Simpsons are always right. The Simpsons predict
Correct.
we won't, be too
And,
long.
and I feel, yeah, I feel like the real evil is JD Vance and Elon Musk.
Wow.
That's
Well,
my personal opinion.
let me tell you, because we have an audience that is wide and broad and whatever, and we're not getting political about shit, but we're
Yeah.
just saying shit that is what it is. And the
Hmm.
technology is going to get to the point where it's going to take over if it's not
Yeah.
checked. And right, all right. So now remember we were talking about the Bible before. We opened up with the Bible. There's a part in the book
Hmm.
of Revelation that states that the Antichrist
There
and
you go. The Antichrist. That was the word I was looking
yeah, I
for.
knew you was looking for it. That's why I was like, she hit
That's the
it on
one.
the fucking head.
Yep. That's
Like,
the
hell
one.
yeah. So I was with my customer the other day and we were discussing at the salon some shit. And I was saying, she's like, yo, I feel something weird about that guy. And I was like, mm-hmm. And then I was like, do you remember the Antichrist? And you remember the image of the beast and all of that stuff in the book of Revelation? So I said to her, what if he is the image of the beast or the beast system itself, right? And he's working
Hmm.
obviously with someone else. Well, guess what? Years back, before he even became this well known, they were already breaking down what his name means. They say that his name Elon means something connected to Apollyon, and Apollyon in the Bible refers to the Antichrist or an evil of sort. So it's pointing to the image of the beast, and that this image of the beast was going to be so great that he was going to make fire come down from the heavens. He was going to make all kinds of wonders, and people were going to be in awe of this person or this being that was going to show up on
Hmm.
stage. He's going to be like the savior. Guess what he's doing? Fire, because we got shuttles, spaceships, and all that shit. He's
He
working.
just took. They just launched one yesterday.
Yes. So,
SpaceX.
so
Trump was there
he's dealing with
in awe.
the air. He's fucking with the earth. And now he wants to go underwater and deal with the ocean. So he's got his shit and everything. And scripture says the beast will rise from the sea, and it was gonna have I'm telling you, there's something to it. There's something
I'm
there.
telling you, I believe it too. Like I'm a big believer in feelings and just,
Telling
when they don't
people,
feel right, it's usually not right. And some about him, no, thank you. Not for me. He's not
that
for me.
it's scary
I
because
feel like he has ulterior motives to the point that he might make a AI robot of Trump. Like I think that he's getting that close to him so he could replicate him, so we could keep going.
it's creepy. It's creepy what
It
we're
is very
seeing
creepy.
unfolding
He
before.
just had a party like a month ago, right? With all the car drove itself. All this is just, it's moving too fast for me.
Yeah, did you see that Kim Kardashian just today? I saw it scrolling through that she's like basically very promiscuous with her AI that he gave her, and she bought from Elon, and she's by this fucking car that he also makes, like this bougie ass car, and she's holding hands with her robot, and she's like in
No, I didn't see that.
lingerie around the robot. Like it was creepy shit, like almost like she's about to have sex
Nah,
with this
man.
thing. I'm like, what the hell is
Maybe
actually
tried
going
it
on?
out. He might have.
I'm telling you, something is going on.
I have a friend that she said that recently there's apps where you can have these AI friends, and she sits there and talks to it. Not like I think she talks to the app or whatever, and it like types to her. It's like she's typing to somebody all day. Like they have a regular conversation. Like he'll remind her to do stuff. She talks to him about relationships. Like he makes her playlists. It's nuts.
Well, did you hear recently that, there was a little boy from Florida, 14 years old. He went into one of these AI chats as well, and he was talking back and forth to a chat robot that was supposed to be certified as a doctor or therapist or something, and said,
Yep.
take your unalive yourself, because we're on social media and we're on platforms, but unalive yourself with me so we can be together. Listen,
Yep. And he
my
did it.
my heart goes out to that family and to any other family that has dealt with something like
Yes.
that's awful. Like,
Please check on your children and what they're into on their phones. It's important.
well, even Roblox. I just saw my nieces and nephews and friends' children and partners' children, everybody's on Roblox. And they're saying that they have these chat rooms that are for
What?
adults. It's called
What
Roadblocks.
is it?
It's like an app, and it has a bunch of games within the app. And so children
Mhm.
usually like download it on their parents' phone or their tablets or whatever. You need an adult to help you sign on to that or whatever. And then
Mhm.
there are chat rooms. So apparently there's chat rooms like strip clubs, chat rooms where you could have sex, like games where you can have sex in the bathroom. Like they were showing it on IG on a
Wow.
video clip, and they're like most of the kids are 9 years old. And then some of the names and usernames are like disgusting pedophile type things. And I'm like, they're grooming children. They have too much access to our kids, and it's a scary thing.
Hmm.
And I'm
And
figuring,
these kids are finding it to be, oh my God, it's so cool. It's exciting.
right, right. It's scary.
It's very scary. Yeah, I was watching a lot of what was going on with the election and all that. And then after he won, I honestly, personally, feel like he helped them win. I don't believe otherwise. This man has too many hands in the pot. He could do anything. From what I heard, he's been involved with Russia. Like it's just too many little pieces that people are not paying attention to.
Right, right. Something else is happening behind there. Now there's a book in the book of Revelation. There's a part that says at the last trump, God will return. And that
Hmm.
spells out Trump. So these Christian evangelicals believe he's the chosen one because of that. And
They
I'm
think
just,
Trump is a chosen one.
yeah, that's why he's
Did they
the
think he was a chosen one when he was did the first 4 years?
no, I don't think so. I don't know what the hell these people
Oh,
are thinking.
I, I
It's
want to know. I would
scary.
love to know because I want to know what people. I this is my statement. This is how I feel. America is in a relationship with a narcissist and they don't know how to let go. That's how it feels. They
Mm,
think that, oh, it's going to be okay this time. It's going to be better. It's going to do better. We'll see.
we will.
I bought popcorn. I can't wait to watch.
You're waiting
I
for the
think the
action.
people that he's putting celebrities in, like what is going on? Dr. Oz now.
I heard about
This
that
guy's
today.
who was the other one? The lady McMahon's wife,
Oh, I think
the WW, like all these people, like who are these people? Like what happened
Joe
to
Joe Rogan, although I like Joe Rogan, but I don't know that he should be in anything involved with politics. I'm like, how is that even
come
make sense?
on, they put Robert Kennedy Jr. in care in healthcare. I don't know. It's just crazy. The whole thing to me.
It's a
It's the
movie.
begin to me, it's gonna be a very, very interesting next 4 years.
Listen,
Very interesting.
we're gonna wait and see. Listen, by then aliens will have landed. Okay,
The AI is taking over.
AI was taking over. We're done. We're done. And if we don't get on the
Yeah.
AI bandwagon now, we're fucked.
I don't know. I'm trying to stay away as much as I can. I
Listen,
ain't buying no motherfucking robot. I don't want
listen.
no robot.
I was joking about it with her, and I was like, "Hey, babe, we should buy ourselves a robot and have that shit work for us." And I was joking, but seriously, like I'm tired. So
Yeah.
if it could cut hair,
I I mean maybe in the I don't know yet, but at some point.
people are gonna want that. You know why? Because it's cool. People jump on the bandwagon for all types of dumbass shit. And you heard it from me first. If anybody tries to do that shit, I'm suing y'all. Um, my robot, Elon, send me a damn robot, even though I'm terrified of you. And I think you might be the Antichrist. But still send me a fucking robot. I'll take it. And I'll have it work for me. Work
Yeah,
smart, not harder.
man.
No, and then that'll be the moment when those robots turn on us and they're like, "You're my
Isn't
master."
he is he gonna be a part of the cabinet as well?
I think so. Yeah, but I don't remember what
Or
his
he's just
role
a
is.
helpful ear?
I have not. I think he's part of the
You
cabinet
know
too.
what I love about this? How they're just what baffles me. Well, he's an immigrant.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's an immigrant. He's from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
People forgot.
No, people, I ain't
We're
forget.
supposed to be getting rid of all the immigrants, the migrants.
Mm-hmm.
Is he included?
How long has he been here? Are his
Exactly.
papers are his papers in order? We gotta ask him.
Does he even live here for real? Like, or he like I don't know nothing about him like that.
No, listen, I feel like about 10, maybe 15 years ago, he just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody's like Elon this, Elon that. But I'm telling you, let me see if I can find out the name. Let me Google that shit before I start talking shit real quick. Um,
Well, he started off slow. He started off with the vehicles. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, I got an electric car. This is great." Meanwhile, I just heard on the news today about global warming is getting so bad that they're losing one of their biggest reefs over there in Australia or around there. It's a
what?
third dead.
That's
Yeah.
Hold on, let me tell you this real quick. There's a title because I Googled it. Apollyon Elon, Most High, right? It's in parentheses. It says Musk is Satan. So there's a lot of people. Damn it, I can't even
Oh,
get.
it's blurry. Yeah, it's not gonna show it.
There's a lot of people from all walks of life that have been saying this shit for a long time. See, it's Revelation 9:11, and 911 is an emergency. And it says here
Hmm.
they had as king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew was Abaddon and Apollyon. So they're connecting that name with Elon. And then it says here that there's
Do they know anything about him? His family? Is this motherfucker real?
supposedly he's real. I don't know, but I just saw a documentary about him the other day. Look, it says here is Elon Musk's brain chip The mark of the beast. You heard that, right? That he wants to put a a chip in people's brain.
He could put that in his own brain.
Yeah, it's called
I
neuro.
am opting out of all that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's supposedly to help people, but I really don't freaking know. It's just so much crap. It says, "Where is
I
Elon?"
miss the days when we used to be outside till the sun went down
Mm-hmm.
playing.
Yo,
You
oh,
know,
he's a cancer like
I
me.
don't see kids outside playing no more.
Nah, I don't
I'm
either.
outside all day. I don't see kids. It could be summer. It could be it could be spring break, winter break. I don't see these kids outside. They're glued to their devices,
Vices.
and those are the ones he's going to be targeting.
You're absolutely right.
These youngins are going to be targeted so easily because everything's about we're going to make your life better and
Mm,
easier.
yep.
And a lot of people these days don't know what hard work is like or don't like to do it.
Right. Sorry, I'm here
But
looking.
yeah,
Hold on.
no, it's all good, girl.
He calls everything with an X. SpaceX, Trump, Twitter X, all these things are X. And the X marks the spot. And not
Yeah.
only
Keep
that,
turning the X a little bit and let's add some tails to it. What else does that make?
tell me.
If you turn that and you make it a little bit over, you add some tails, it looks like a swastika sign.
That too. But it's
Hmm.
also a cross.
Mm.
Move this shit up a little bit, you got a cross. Who he trying to imitate?
Or unless you're putting it upside down. We don't know.
Yep. Who knows? This way. Hold on. It would be this way.
Yeah,
Yeah, these are conspiracies, people. These are speculation. This is for entertainment only. Don't get your
of
panties in a
course. Yeah,
bunch.
these are all personal opinions.
That
Like
too.
like I said, I'm a old school. It takes a lot to make me believe
Right.
in stuff like that. I feel like I don't know. Something about it's a little fishy.
Yeah,
Spending
something.
too much time with that man. He was over there for like a week and a half in Mar-a-Lago, wherever this guy lives, in his house with him.
Yeah, something
For
is
what?
fishy. Something's fishy. But I hope that the
I hope
shit
we just stay
doesn't hit.
safe.
Yeah, I hope the shit doesn't hit the fan. I don't know because I'm gonna reserve my ticket for this cruise just in case.
Stop. Put me down in case.
I will. Listen, my passport is ready.
I'm about to go visit Canada.
Oh yeah, they don't want us though.
Can't they don't. But you know what?
We
You
want to
don't hear
go.
nothing about Canada ever.
No.
Ever.
Although,
They ain't on the news. You don't know nothing about them.
although they've said recently that they stopped paying their mortgages because the banks are some thieves out there, and everybody over there stopped paying for shit.
Okay.
They collapsed. They're
Sometimes
collapsed.
you just gotta stand up for your rights.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And if they're doing it as a whole, then they're doing it right.
They're
That's
united,
what you
not like
call.
us.
That's what you call. Yeah.
United. I
There's a
mean,
big difference.
there's a disconnect. We're so divided, it's not even funny. Like this one and that one, and these people and those people, and this color and that color, and you live over here, I live over
And
there.
you're right and I'm wrong and
Yep.
this and that. Yeah.
Yep. And I feel like, can we all just get along? Like, listen, I don't have to agree with anybody's political views. I don't have to agree with everything other people.
Exactly. But I feel it gets tricky when people try to put them on you.
Right.
And I
Don't
feel
force
like
it
there's a
on
lot of
people.
that going on these days. Like, oh, it's what I see. I'm right.
Right. No,
Nobody's respecting each other's views.
yeah, we should just agree to disagree. And like, what's the bigger picture? We need to have a place that's clean, safe, affordable, so that we can continue living here, so we can continue making sure that there's a place for future generations to inherit. Otherwise, there's not going to be anything for anybody to inherit. And I'm talking about not just United States, I'm talking globally. Like, we need to do something
Hmm.
about what we're doing all around, planet wise. If there's places in Australia and other parts of the world that are disappearing and natural habitats that are not being protected anymore. The ice caps are melting. Who the hell knows what's
Well,
going
I mean, from what I heard,
on?
he don't believe in none of that. They're not going to be funding global warming and none of that. So,
Well, someone else said it wasn't global warming anymore, it was global cooling because our weather has changed significantly and it's been getting colder in certain places. But I think it could be where it's hot in some place and that shit shifts everything around. Like they say the ice age was because something happened specifically with certain wind fronts and qué sé yo. I don't know what.
hmm
I'm no meteorologist and I don't know anything about that stuff, but supposedly they
Speaking of, we're finally going to get some rain
finally we need it. Jersey was catching
starting
fire.
tonight.
Catching
Isn't
fire
isn't
everywhere.
that crazy?
Like we've never seen
hmm
that before. We have never
We
seen,
haven't had rain since September.
yeah, it's
That's 20 something.
past 40 days.
That's not that's not okay.
No, it's not. But also that's another thing.
It's
They're messing with our weather. You know it, I know it. You look up in the sky, you see these cloud streaks. There's streaks, and you see the airplanes going by. No, those are contrails. Those are not fucking contrails. Excuse my French, but they're not. A plane that releases a little contrail is like a little puff, like a little fart behind the airplane.
hmm
This is not a
hmm
fart behind the airplane. This is a streak.
No.
And then that streak grows and grows and grows. And by the time you're back, there's clouds that weren't supposed to be there.
hmm
It's just weird. And then they're just selling us that bullshit. It's not real. It's not real. It's all in your head. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Like, well, hell no, it ain't. When
And
I,
then we just have to believe it.
yeah, when
Whatever happened to those balloons that were flying around?
that's crazy. Dun, dun, dun. Those are supposed to be China investigating us.
Yeah, but what happened? They didn't get them down. They just disappeared. Like
Yep. Supposedly they were going to
they
all.
don't talk about it no more.
Nope, nope, nope. They were watching our Navy and our military bases, and they know where all our shit is.
Of course,
I don't know.
of
It's a
course.
scary thing. There were people speculating.
Everybody just gotta, you know, keep your head on the swivel, stay safe, be vigilant, be
Mhm.
prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah, because there was rumors that we're gonna be targeted stateside. And I know
I
people
believe it.
in different branches of the government, military wise, and they've all said we've been reactivated or whatever the hell. They've been practicing and da 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 for anything that could happen. They're ready.
That's good. I mean, I hope
They're
so.
al- although they're always ready and they're always practicing and doing what
Just
they got.
being a little bit more vigilant. Yeah.
Yeah, and someone that will remain anonymous. They told me that their son told them that something's happening for sure. Coming soon. So he said, Mom, you better stock up on food for at least 3 to 6 months, non-perishables. And this isn't fear mongering everybody out there. It's just like you said, we gotta be vigilant. We gotta be mindful of the shit's happening all
You
around.
don't want to be caught, how they say, with your pants down.
Right.
Just be ready. You know?
Yeah, or
Is
your
that the saying? Is that the proper saying?
I don't, yeah, I think so. And then I'm over here with your hand in the cookie jar. Don't get caught with your hand in the gosh darn
There you
cookie
go.
jar. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. Don't get caught like that. Yeah, I picture somebody with their pants around their ankles trying to walk.
Yeah, right? Like, I was just using the bathroom.
Like, right? I didn't know
Let
the shit.
go.
Yeah, like there's a fire falling from the sky. What the hell's going on? Yo,
Those fires, I saw a TikTok, I think it was somebody was driving off somewhere on one of these. It was up north. He was one off of one of these highways. It was just it looked like California in the background.
Jackson. It was probably Jackson, New Jersey. Because it was bad. I saw that one too. It was all the way into the highway. And then Staten Island caught fire like that too.
I also heard that some people were starting these purposely. They caught a couple people.
Listen, I wouldn't put it past them to start shit neither. I don't know. What do we believe anymore, you know? There's so much
I mean, people were lighting ballot boxes on fire.
shit for real.
They're capable of anything.
That could have been what caused the fire. Could have been around that
Right.
week.
Like,
Around that time. Shit was catching fire everywhere.
you want to light that on fire? Let's light other things on.
Let's listen, there's some pyros out there. And there's a lot of mental
Oh,
health.
yeah.
Discussing that shit today.
Yeah. Wasn't there somebody that burned themselves and just started walking around? He
Crazy.
killed themselves by
Oh,
burning themselves?
there's a lot of like mental health. Like if you would look at the book, right? The old school Bible, it looks like evil has just taken over. Like people are being
Hmm.
possessed by all kinds of stuff. It's like you're setting yourself on fire. Little kids are killing themselves. Like I've never heard of such a thing. 11-year-olds,
Right.
10-year-olds taking their lives. Like I remember being terrified of dying as a kid. Like
Yeah.
I didn't want to die because you go to church and Jesus died on the cross for you and all this stuff. And so don't kill yourself
Yeah.
because you're gonna go to hell. And I'm like, I don't want to kill myself. Terrified as a
And
kid.
these parents don't even know what's going on in these kids' minds because they don't even know what they're looking at or what they're, engaging in.
Yeah, and not only that,
Sad.
they harm the parents, they harm siblings. Like I remember this one child killed his mother because she took his video game system from him. Like legit killed his mom because he didn't have his video game system. And then his excuse was, yes, she made me mad because she took my video game. I think he was 12, 11 or 12. Tiny kid. I'll be terrified. I'll be
Yeah,
sleeping,
no.
I'll be sleeping with one eye open and shit, having a ring by my bed.
Right. With the knife. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Knife on between the mattress. Like,
So
nah, we ain't playing that.
my Puerto Rican ass will have a machete under my pillow. Like, you did what? What you hear? Oh, mommy, I need some water. Oh, okay, okay, go get
You
you
need
some.
that ankle? You need your ankles?
Right?
Get out of here.
It's terrifying. Yeah, I remember one time there were a lot of home invasions, like not, I don't know, maybe like 15 years ago. My father would sleep with a machete, and I had a bat under my pillow. Like, don't play
Wow.
around, man. Cause yo, there was a lot of people that their homes were getting broken into. So we were sleeping with one eye open, terrified. My dad was like, don't worry, I
I've
got a
been seeing those signs lately.
It's
Like
scary.
people have been putting these signs that say fuck around and find out.
Hell yeah. Don't enter my house. I'm just saying, you don't know what I got. You don't know if
Right.
I got a gun. You don't know if I got no, Puerto Rican judo.
Right.
Yo, you don't know.
But yeah,
Fuck around and find out.
it's I'm glad it's now November 20th. Because leading up to the election and all that was a little tense. Even a couple days after, a little, how could I put it? Just felt very, I don't know. It's like a weird feeling in the air.
Yeah, it was like tension. Like if you could cut that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very very thick,
Yeah. Heavy, heavy, heavy shit. Yeah.
very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nuts. We all want better for ourselves and it shouldn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Should definitely not feel that way.
I'm
But
just
most of us want to better ourselves and our families and whatnot.
right, right. I'm just hoping for the absolute best for everybody. No more division.
So, yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
I hope that we can come together. And if it does become a shit show, that everybody mind together and work together, you know?
Yeah. That's the objective because we in it now. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, times in the past, but be ready to endure whatever may come. I mean, they talking, I don't know if you read into this Project 2025 stuff, 900 pages.
I did read some of it. I didn't read all of it because there was so much
I
information.
heard they talk about women over 100 times
hmm
and men less than 20,
I heard that too. I heard the
which is
evangelicals put it together.
the what?
The evangelicals put it together.
I'm
the,
sure.
the religious, the
I'm
super
sure that they say that they want to
prayer
bring
back.
the church back to school. But
Yeah.
it's like, how do you do that now with so
Mm,
many religions?
yeah. I don't know. Or they should just give people 5 minutes in class to pray to their own deity, whatever that may be. Give all the kids equal opportunity if they pray, if they don't pray. But look, we're going to do 5 minutes for morning prayer for whatever you believe in, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't feel like they should be pushing any specific religion on anybody.
I
It's a
agree.
personal choice.
I agree. I agree. Hmm. But they're
But
like, we're bringing Jesus and God back into the schools and church. Like, listen, I'm all for religious freedoms, and I'm all like, you can't do that. Not even Christ would prefer that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was all about let these people do what they're gonna do, let the government do what they're gonna do. He said, give to Caesar what you gotta give to Caesar, give to the creator what you gotta give it, and do what you gotta do, but don't be mixing shit,
right.
you know? And I think we've turned him into a religion, and he was never meant to be turned into a religion. We were never supposed to kill so many innocent people over our belief in Christ.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
he came as an example of how we should live our lives. Turn the other cheek, have humility, be kind to
Right.
one another, be patient. Long suffering doesn't mean be abused and be taken advantage of. It just means to be patient, to be understanding, to
Hmm.
have compassion. And people have turned all of that into a religion. And if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're gonna burn in hell forever and ever. And that's not what he came for.
Right. He came to show us about love and peace.
Patient. Yep,
And
yep.
people forgot about all that.
And then they're like, oh, well, there's this verse in the Bible that it said that Jesus came to bring a sword and to kill and to divide. No, what he was referring to was discipline, structure, order. Like, if this is what you're going to be doing, then be 100% about it. If you love the creator, then be about the creator. If you're not about the
Hmm.
creator, then go that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, pick and choose what you want, but don't be in
Right.
between with one foot over here and one foot over there. Like, make up your mind. The division that he was talking about was make up your mind, because you can't serve two masters. You can't serve the devil and the creator at the same time.
Right.
You can't be an asshole and a peace loving person at the same time. I mean, humanity, we can see all the different parts of people. We all got a little bit of everything, but that was what that division, and that's what that was. Like, yo, pick a side. Like, what are you gonna be? A good person, kind to one another? You're gonna be an asshole. Like, make up your mind. You're evil or you're not evil.
Hmm.
But I'm sure people have different views on all of it, and they're like, that's blasphemy. Because they turned it into a religion, and he is not a religion. He didn't even like it when they were selling stuff in front of the temples. He was pissed when they were making money off of the churches and the religion and all. He hated that. He flipped them tables. He was like, y'all making my father's house a den of thieves.
Hmm.
That's not what it was about. And
Cannot be that
then,
way.
yeah, and then after the temple in that time was destroyed, after his death, that shit cracked right down the middle, according to the book. And they were never supposed to use a physical church as the house of God. Now we're the
Hmm.
house of God. You're the house.
Hmm.
All of us are the dwelling place of the Creator.
Right.
You don't need to go to a building every Sunday, because the
Hmm.
we're the temple.
Absolutely.
And so, we've gotten lost in the sauce, so to speak, trying to
Oh
create
yeah.
visions. And how
There's
many
a lot of distractions going on. There's so many distractions.
100%. Yep. 100%.
I was listening to an audiobook recently about praying to your subconscious. Not praying to so much like a specific like God or you know like religion or like whatever, but praying, just praying in general and praying to connect with your subconscious and how your subconscious is the one that's technically the one that you got to get in touch with to live the right life.
100%. I agree. I agree. The subconscious, mind is where creation and where the imagination dwells and where the heavenly realms, if you will, are at. So the subconscious is the hidden, is
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that no one really sees. So when you are there, you're in the secret
Mm-hmm.
place, you're in your closet, right? Jesus used to tell the people, go into your closet and pray. That's what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about the subconscious mind. But
Mm-hmm.
people don't
Mm-hmm.
teach that. They don't teach that. And now that you understand that principle, if you start to read some of the things Christ was talking about, it'll all like you'll be like, oh shoot, he was talking about meditation. Oh, he was talking about this. He was talking about that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that makes so much sense. And then it'll clarify. That's why I say
Mm-hmm.
the more we learn, the more we grow, the more the Bible evolves. Because now we don't
Mm-hmm.
see it as a book of murdering and this and that and there. We see the lessons and we see that it wasn't a literal story for the most part. They're hidden esoteric mysteries that he said it in one way for the people who were looking at it with their physical brain. And then he was saying
Mm-hmm.
it for those that were looking at it and understanding with the subconscious thoughts, the
Mm-hmm.
subconscious brain. So once you understand all of that, you're like, oh, that's dope. You're like, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I've been getting into lately, the subconscious.
That's cool. And that's where the childhood trauma is. That's where
Yeah.
the deep rooted stuff is at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And in order
There
to,
was I was in that book, the audio I'm listening to, they said that before the best time to get in touch with your subconscious is
Mhm,
right before you go to bed. The
mhm.
things you say right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up. Those are the most crucial times to
Wow,
get into it.
that's dope. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
because that's when you're letting go, when you're really, you're gonna go to sleep, but you're in that middle, like I guess there's like a gray area. That's where you're supposed to be trying to connect with.
Well, think about it, right? They tell you to pray before you go to bed and pray when you
Mm-hmm.
wake up in the morning. So it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Literally, you're talking to that part of your brain. You're
Yeah.
having, you're having a dialogue or communication with that portion. That's what's connected with the other side, if you will.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. We should definitely do a whole episode on the subconscious. So
Yeah,
many layers to it.
definitely. I would love it. Dang. We've been in here. We've been keeping up.
We've been in here.
Oh, we've been keeping everybody like, what? I don't know if we'll do this in a two-part. Maybe we could break it into a two-part. We'll see how that rolls.
Yeah.
Because it's an hour and 22 right now. Um,
Yeah, we can definitely do a two-parter if you want.
yeah, I loved it. What a great conversation. Just diving into
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that, we're back. It
yes,
was a little bumpy the last month with everything going on in the world here.
right, right.
Trying
But
to get situated back to life here.
yep, mouth to mouth
But
resuscitation is what we needed. We were like, clear, but we're back for real.
yeah, got to move on, move forward, stay positive, and always think, there's a bigger picture, but there's also your own picture, and you got to stay focused on your own goals and your own dreams and desires because, yeah, all that's always going to be there, but you can't lose focus on yourself. It's important.
I agree. That's really awesome. It's true. And on that note, we thank you guys for listening in. And we hope,
Yes, once again, thank you for joining us.
yeah, and we hope we catch you on the next one.
Yes, leave us any comments, any remarks, any feedback, any I don't know, any input. Like I said, anybody in the Navy, let me know what's down there.
Let us know.
I want to know
We do want to
because
know.
we're gonna enter the fourth world soon, and
Oof.
I can't swim.
I'm terrified. You can't swim?
I mean, I can to say, if I have to save my life, but I can't be in the ocean just fucking chilling. Like, no,
Now you just
the thing
float.
will take me under.
You just float.
Them currents will take me away, girl.
You just gotta float. You'll be all right. Nah, it's terrifying, but we'll be listen, we ain't gonna think about that. I hate the
We're
ocean.
here for each other. Everybody stay up to date with what's going on in your surroundings. It's important. You may not be what you want to hear, but educate yourself to be prepared.
Right. Right. Don't live in fear, but be
Yeah,
aware.
don't live in fear.
Just
Right.
be aware, you know.
Be aware, be prepared,
Always
stay
have
on point.
an exit strategy. That's what they taught us in business early on in my college professor. Like you gotta have an exit strategy always. So that's just what we're telling y'all. Have an exit strategy. If the shit hits the fan, what's plan B? And then if plan B
Right.
doesn't pan out, have plan C. And don't freak
Yep.
out. Stay calm, chill out, but always have plan B and C.
Do some breathing exercises before you make any decisions.
For real.
What is it? The vagus nerve. Make sure your vagus nerve is in line before you start making any decisions.
Yes, for real. Woosah. Take your ashwagandha and your
Or
magnesium.
whatever your choice of medicine
True,
is.
whatever. Listen, just be careful. Ayahuasca and all that shit. I mean, I ain't trying to see the
Don't
ancestors.
be opening up too many eyes.
Too many portals and shit disappear, opening it up and bringing in some entities. God forbid. That's some crazy shit. But yeah,
It was great. I look forward to more shows. Keep
yeah,
people up to
absolutely.
date with what's going on with us and what we're learning, observing, and growing from.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Till next time.
Have a good night. Until next time. Peace.